Happy Monday! What a vibe. I hope that you guys have had an incredible weekend doing weddings and all of the fun things. I'm coming on here because I'm celebrating. I have just had my very first quarterly intensive with my expansion mastermind. We went deep on rapidly expanding your world-class team in 30 days. It was a lot. I basically captured everything I've learned in the last 2 years for welcoming subcontractors and casual employees into my team. The things that I've learned, I shared the things that I would change and do differently. I shared the lessons that I learned. I shared the hacks to creating the most phenomenal team that is in alignment with your brand. I shared so much. It was incredible, and it was literally it was overwhelming for some who, weren't quite ready to do their team and weren't quite ready to take the leap into expanding their bridal team or expanding their team. But there was also an element where there were so many women that were inspired to do the thing, and actually inspired by creating a culture within their team, creating a culture within their brand, creating so much more for their brand, for their employees, that offers evolution for our industry, offers growth for our employees, offers so much more than just a job. Who here, let me know if you're watching the replay, how many times have you left a job because there was nothing more there available for you, because they weren't supporting what your visions and aspirations were, because they weren't an alignment for you, like what your values were. They weren't supporting what your needs were in other areas of your life outside of your job. What were the reasons why you left your job? Were you not supported? Were you not valued, validated? What was it? Was there not a mix of the team? Did you not get along with the management? Were they not compassionate when they were, leading you and your team? What was it that really didn't sit well with you? And if you have a team, who are the team that is surrounding you? Are they supportive? Do you have a relationship? Are they connected? Are they in alignment with the values of your brand? Do they vision the same vision that you have for your brand? Everything that you're working hard to create in your business, do your team members also share the same vision? Are they aligned with your vision? Do they deeply resonate with where you want to take your brand? Do they value the brand experience that you offer? Do they value the client experience that you offer? What is it about your brand and the team that surrounds you? Do they actually offer that? Do they support you to create that? Or do you feel like there is a barrier between your team and the experience that you want to offer? Hello, beautiful Emma. Thank you for joining us. Oh my gosh, I hope you loved today's quarterly intensive, gorgeous, and the replays will be up available in the portal this week. But ultimately, the biggest mind-blowing moment, the biggest aha moment that my clients had today in expansion, the quarterly intensive, was considering the employee experience the same as the client experience. So how can you create this, I share in expansion how to create the most incredible client journey, the most elevated experience that your brides ever dream of, your clients dream of. What is that experience? What does it look like? What are the inclusions? What does it feel like to be a client of yours, a bride of yours? Well, if you flip that, and you're thinking about surrounding yourself with a world-class team to support that aligns with your world-class brand and your world-class bridal packages and your world-class salon services, you need to be surrounded by a world-class team. So what if you're not offering a world-class employee experience and you're expecting the bare basics, but wanting them to offer the most incredible experience? Do you think your team feel incredibly supported and inspired to give it their absolute best on a day-to-day basis if they don't feel like they're in alignment or valued or validated towards the vision that you hold for your brand? There's an art to creating and hiring and onboarding and welcoming your dream team. I went through 12 months of hiring the wrong people, and I've learned a lot from that. And that's exactly what I shared in today's intensive. I shared all of the lessons that I've learned. I've shared all of the hacks that I've learned now to really refine my team, to ensure that everybody that I welcome into our team is so aligned with our biggest values. I want the women that work with me and my brand to love Elegant Edge. I want them to breathe the values. Like, I want them to be so deeply connected to why it's important to offer our brides the most incredible service, why it's important to ensure our brides feel incredibly supported. Do you know how incredible our reviews are for our brand? Do you know how incredible our testimonials are? Do you know how much our brides literally rave about my team? Do you know how much work it's taken for me to get my team to where they are? The leadership that it's taken for me to get my team to where they are. The support that I've had to offer my team to get them to where they are. The education I've had to offer. A lot. A lot. But it's because what values I hold for my brand are the values I hold for my team. And it's because of that congruency between my team and our experience that we offer that we're able to create that high-end experience for our brides. There's no fear that I have where I'll send out a team member and they'll be like, there's no fear that I have that my team members won't be able to offer the high level of expertise and the high level of experience that we are renowned for. It is important when you are onboarding your team members that you are onboarding the women and the men that value your vision that you have for your brand. If you are onboarding the wrong team member who doesn't value a high level of experience and a high level of expertise, yet that's what your brand stands for. If you're onboarding women and men who don't have a passion for creating this incredible experience for your brides or your salon clients, yet that's what your brand stands for, then how phenomenal is your brand really? Like, how phenomenal is it if you don't have a team that surrounds you that actually are in alignment with the visions and the values that your brand stands for? You can work so hard to perfect the most incredible client journey and automate the most sensational client experience and sales experience. But if you don't have the team to back it up, if you don't have the team to surround you, if you don't have the team that value that same level of experience, then are you ready for a bad review? Are you ready to lose everything you worked hard for? Are you ready for the conflict and confrontation that will come up when a bride's not happy with your experience? That is so important, because when you don't have your team members surrounding you that are in alignment with the values of your brand and why it's important to offer this level of experience, if you don't have the onboarding systems and setup to bring new employees into your business from a professional standpoint, from a high level of doing business, like leadership. If you don't have that, then are you ready for the bad reviews? Are you ready for the bad, the confrontation and the conflict that can arise when you are sending out women and men that are not They're not a perfect example of your high level of expertise and experience that your brand stands for. This is so important. I would love to know. Let me know in the comments if you're catching the replay, or Emma, if you're still here live. How excited are you to create a world-class team? Imagine what it would feel like not to just send anybody out to a bridal service, not to just send anybody out who was available to do the wedding, not just send, still here, hello beautiful, not just send anybody out that's just you will do. Imagine what it feels like to become that world-class leading bridal team or salon that oozes incredible experience from every part of their touch point the client has with your brand. Not just you, but literally everybody who is employed by you. When we get reviews in our business, we don't just get reviews about me or the brand that I've created. We don't get reviews about how the talent or expertise that I have, we get reviews about everybody in our team. Do you know how incredible that is? Do you know how much hard work that has meant for me? I have had to really refine the processes in my business so I can allow my team to take over. When we get reviews in Elegant Edge, it's not even about me half the time. I spent 10 years creating that business, and it's not even about me. I get reviews from my team leader, Mel. I get reviews from our subcontractors. I get reviews from our team, our casual employees. I get reviews from our executive, like our admin executive. I get reviews from our manager. I get reviews. Every single review shares exactly about how incredible everybody in my team were, how supportive they were, how sensational the experience was, what it felt like to be an Elegant Edge bride. There's so much more to creating a world-class team that goes above and beyond just hiring anybody that comes into you who applies for a job. It's actually about hiring the team that resonate with your brand, that desire to be a part of your culture, that desire to be a part of your vision, that crave the knowledge, the expertise, the experience of working in your culture and your brand feels like. Do you have that? Do you have that culture in your brand? Do you have that magnetism for people to want to be a part of your world and your team? What are the extra bonuses and experiences and education and support and knowledge that you can offer your team that actually speaks to what their cravings and desires are in their vision of their life? Highly recommend that you review what it is that you're offering your team, because the more that you create a team that is in alignment with each other in the brand, the more cohesive your world-class team and client experience will be. The more incredible your brand will become, the more of a leader you will become for our industry. You will create a world-class bridal team or a world-class salon that fucking sets a new standard for our industry. It's a vibe. Now, Emma, let me just see here. Knowing and completely trusting that our brand is always to be shown, shared, and experienced would be phenomenal. Yes! So imagine if like everyone in your team, beautiful, had embodied that, right? Imagine if everybody literally was the example of your brand experience. So everything you're learning in expansion, imagine if everybody embodied that of your brand. From the way they arrive at a wedding, from the way they approach and communicate with your brides, from the way they handle any conflict or confrontation, from the way they, check for if there's any touch-ups and, say goodbye to their brides. What is it about your brand, and how can you actually align your entire team to be in alignment with the values of your brand? And that is how you will become phenomenal at creating this most incredible experience that is cohesive across everybody in your team and everybody in your business. What a vibe is that? So excited. So let me know in the comments if you are obsessed with creating your own brand, your own bridal team or your own salon team or your own world-class team in 2023. This is exactly what we've just covered in the intensive. My brain is like a little bit fried from communicating for like 5 hours straight, but what a vibe. What a vibe. I hope that you all have the most incredible rest of your Monday. And if I don't speak to you again, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. So I hope you have the most magical Valentine's Day, being surrounded by an abundance of love. Bye, beautifuls.